Welcome to the Tony State Podcast, your weekly dose of sports, news, and entertainment. Enjoy. Welcome to the Tony's Take Podcast. This is episode 5.
Episode 5.
Let's get into it. Game 3 just wrapped up of the NBA Finals. What do we think?
Amazing.
Yeah, it was quite the collapse from Cleveland. I thought by far Cleveland played the best basketball they've played in the entire playoffs. I mean, LeBron and Kyrie both basically went for 40. Did Kyrie end up getting 40?
They were the Cavaliers.
I don't even remember. Let me.
Anyway, they were both. Their two stars had 40 points. They were up by a handful of points with only less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it was
and then Durant steps up and hits a clutch three, and after that Cleveland fell apart a little bit, and then four free throws that they made and put them away.
This was the game they had to win.
Oh yeah, and they played the
Big
best. Cleveland can't play any better, I don't think, than how they played tonight. They played really good basketball. They looked like, especially in the second half, they looked like they were going to win the game and make this a series again. And then, that would have made the Warriors maybe start to think about some deja vu, because they were up 2-0 last year and then lost game 3, and then they went up 3-1, and then we all know what happened. But now it's done. I mean, the Golden State's up 3-0. I mean, and then the fact that it wasn't, I mean, it's just, Cleveland's not going to have the confidence to be able to know they play their best basketball and still lost. And
this was a must-win game for the Cleveland. And not only that, I mean, down the stretch, it looked like Golden State was rattled, man. They weren't making any shots. Yeah. They were fouling a lot, and Cleveland just had them on their heels. And that's the thing that Golden State does. If they can shoot those deep threes and get back in the game, and what a bold move by Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah.
Tied up to just pull up on the three immediately.
They were down by one.
Golden State was down 2 when he did that.
Okay, and they took the lead by 1. That's right.
Yeah.
And that was just a big statement by him.
The next possession was, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's kind of earned this because, it was last year, Game 7 of the Finals. He made the big shot. He made the big shot on Christmas this year.
That was a ridiculous shot to win that
so
game.
I think he knew, hey, I've done this before, and he held the ball the entire possession and ended up taking a step back 3 with Klay Thompson, I believe, was covering him, and missed it. And I mean, I get it that he's been doing that, but the ball's got to get in LeBron's hand because he could. Yeah. They were only down 1. He could at least drive it in and cause something.
Especially terrible because he wanted to do a quick shot, so they got another shot.
Yeah.
But he did it a little too late. He shot with 25 seconds left.
Yeah, they only gave about a second half in between, and you want to take that shot, leaving at least 6-7 seconds so you can play defense. And of course,
a 30 no later.
It forced them to have to foul Durant, who made 2 free throws, and then the next possession down, LeBron tried to do a quick 3 and lost possession of the ball, and then he stepped out of bounds, and then Curry iced it with 2 more free throws. And
that Kyrie shot was weird to me because throughout the whole game, he was just driving and making ridiculous layups on people and getting and ones.
Which is what he should have done. He should have taken Klay Thompson to the hole and then.
And I think that's what he planned to do, but maybe Klay Thompson just blocked the lane on him or something.
I got some stats here for Kyrie.
But he should have passed it out or something.
He did finish with 38, so he got 38 with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's true that he did get shut down the last 5 minutes then.
And he was 0 for 7 on threes.
Yeah.
So, as Carter said, he should have taken it.
And how many points did LeBron have?
LeBron finished with 1 more, 39.
Oh, wow, so neither of them got 40. Nope. That just goes to show, though, because they both had 38, or LeBron maybe 39 with 4 or 5 minutes left, and they didn't finish. And, I mean, you can't do that against Golden State, obviously, especially at home.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a collapse as you did, but it was not good basketball down the stretch.
I mean, in my mind, it was a collapse. Because they had that game.
6 or so.
I know, but still, that's a game you need to win, and they were in control.
They were also very lucky that the Warriors were having a tough time. They were having piss-poor ball movement, and they were just failing to.
That was the first time, too. It looked like they kind of were getting into the Warriors' head. I mean, Draymond Green had 5 fouls. He finally got a technical that, he looked a little rattled. And it looked like towards the end of that third and some of the fourth that Durant, Curry, they were kind of forcing shots and stuff, especially for Curry, just weren't going in. And then finally towards the end where they saw a couple go in, they did what they do. And, I mean, the Golden State's going to. I think Friday's going to be the end of it. I think Golden State's going to pull off the sweep, and I think they'll become the first. If they do that, they'll become the first team in NBA history to sweep an entire playoffs.
That'll be
16-0. And I think we were talking maybe they'll want to try to finish it in Golden State and they'll lose game for. But in my mind, I think they want that 16-0, and I also think they want to do it on Cleveland's court the way Cleveland did it on their court last year. Because you hear a lot of professional basketball players, they say it's more sweet to win it on an opposing team's court than your own court, and then especially with how everything went last year.
You get to go out and fuck up a visiting city rather than your own hometown.
Yeah. And you still go back to a parade anyway.
Exactly, yeah. So
you go to the club and everyone hates you.
Because the parade's the big thing anyway. I mean, it's cool to have the confetti and everything fly on your own court, but the parade's what it's about.
Yeah, it's one thing to come back down 3 once. I mean, 3-1 last year. But to ask for them to do it a consecutive season, like, there's no chance.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's done.
Yeah, the addition of Kevin Durant shows, man, and they're just taking it. So tonight was the only one that they should have had, and they lost grip of that, and now the series is gone. I think they're gonna sweep too.
It's not even fair. I mean, this is a terrible time to be a Cleveland fan. I'd be so mad if I was a LeBron fan. Yeah. I mean, I like him. I like both teams.
You won a championship last year, so
yeah.
Okay, well, that was last year, Andy.
Yeah, you can't win a championship every year.
Well,
it doesn't work that way.
Done for the Lakers when I was a kid.
For 3 years, and then it stopped.
That's a lot of your life when you're 12.
Yeah.
That's like 1,000 days.
All right.
But
1,000 days of champions.
Yeah, Andy.
It's what sucks about this the most is that this series is over. We only have a few games left in the NHL, and then all we have left is baseball.
Yeah,
for a long
maybe
time.
a couple little soccer stuff.
I was going to say, we need to do like a baseball preview, kind of joking that it's halfway over, but nobody's paid attention yet.
Exactly.
Well, once these are done, which I believe this time next week, I think both series will be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure about the hockey. I don't know when Game 7 would be for the hockey, because I could actually see that going 7 games. I mean, it's 2-2 right now, and it's been a fun series. I mean, all the games have been pretty, except for maybe Game 2. Game 2 and 3, I guess, were kind of
closer
blowouts.
Yeah, but
Game 3 was 4-1.
Yeah, and it's been like a tale of 2 teams pretty much. I mean,
the home teams
have been turning.
And I was telling someone the other day, I could honestly see this series being every home team wins.
Yeah.
I could see it going 4-3.
Game 7
and every home team wins.
Scheduled for Wednesday, June 14th.
So a week from today.
This time next week.
Okay, so this time next week, all our series will be done, and we should start getting into baseball, since that is all that we'll have for the summer until football preseason gets going.
A couple more things on the basketball here. So J.R. Smith made a 3 to make him. They went up 6. That was with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. They did not score the rest of the way.
That's a collapse.
Yeah.
The fact they didn't score
only
makes it a collapse.
Lead, but they did not score for 3 minutes.
I know it was only a
6-point
lead.
You think one basket?
But that's a collapse.
One basket, they
to not score 3 minutes.
We were all saying.
Because how many points did they end up having?
It was 113.
So they had 113 points. You're telling me, I mean, you can't score in 3 minutes.
They took like 3 or 4 threes after that too, because JR had another one, Kyrie had one, Korver took one.
Rushed. And those are guys that shouldn't be taking those last shots.
I mean, Korver had a dunk tonight.
See, but you know what this goes back to also? It goes back to all that stuff about LeBron not being able to finish games and how he's not clutch and stuff, because LeBron should have been the one that took over in the last 2 minutes. Guys like Kobe would have done it. Westbrook. Look what Durant basically did it tonight. I mean, it's just
a strange thing, because like those guys don't play with a guy like Kyrie. He's definitely that. If he's on his own team, he's that guy.
Is he though? Because I mean, even Korver and J.R. Smith were taking shots in the last couple minutes.
You still want to run the offense.
And if he was that guy, they wouldn't be in this position anyway. They wouldn't be this far if he was the guy.
Kyrie? Yeah. Well, he's shown it in Game 7 last year, where he hit the game-winning shot with 2 seconds left.
You're living in the past.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but he's done it before. He's always going to have that.
I'm just saying, who would you rather have the rock?
He hit the game-winning shot in a Game 7 on the road.
LeBron or Kyrie? Who would you rather take the shot? This particular instance, he had the hot hand at the end.
I would still want to see what LeBron's going to do, but that's not a bad second choice, Kyrie.
Well, like I said, Kyrie shouldn't have been taking the shot because he was driving all game.
Yeah, that was a bad shot.
It was a bad decision. If you're going to draw it up, LeBron should be taking the shot because he was hitting his shots.
Yeah. When he shot that in Game 7 last year, I was like, "What are you? Oh, he made it."
That's what I think. Also, is I don't remember what was the Christmas Day shot, a jump shot also.
It was he drove in and ended up taking an 8-footer with Klay Thompson all over him. And it was a terrible shot too.
It's like his shots that he's been winning have been jump shots. Because I'll tell you what, it becomes an ego thing. Like you're thinking okay, I've been winning with jump shots before. I'll just do it again, and they'll be like, he did it again. It was another deep jump shot that won the game by Kyrie. But honestly, he should have.
I think Steph was on him last year.
He should have stuck to what he was doing, and he should have drove in. I mean, he would have definitely. He's one of the quickest ball handlers in the game. He would have easily gotten to the hole. I mean, Klay Thompson plays actually pretty solid defense.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, he could have at least. They could have brought someone over. Could have set something else up. I mean, they.
Was Green in at that point? I mean, he had 5 fouls.
I'm sure he was because there was only like 40 seconds left, and he's one of their best.
We should talk about Draymond a little bit. What a mess that guy is. We're all waiting for it, and he didn't collapse today. But remember, it was last year he fucked up in end of Game 4. Golden State actually won that game.
That's where he got suspended, right?
That's when he got suspended for Game 5.
But that was a reoccurring thing that kept happening throughout the playoffs for when he was kicking people in the groin.
But that kind of blew the series for him last year.
I agree. I mean, I think
this game he had 5 fouls. He
was suspended. What, Game 5 last year or Game 6?
Yeah, Game 5.
A lot of people believe they would have won it because that was a home game.
Also, if Bogut didn't get hurt, they probably would have won.
Okay, well, Bogut's
he's a forgotten man, but
I mean, he shouldn't be forgotten considering how piss poor Zaza Pachulia is. That is the worst guy to watch on the court. He's just been getting fouls. All you see when he's on the court is either Curry or Durant yelling at him.
Zaza's going to get a ring.
I know he is. Well, Adam Morrison's got a ring, too. So.
Yeah, that's true. But
and Scalabrini. So.
We were waiting for Green to explode and whatnot, and he looked like he was getting there on his 5th foul. But I don't think it's going to happen this series now that they're up 3-0. I think he's going to be
he'll be happy. They'll already be celebrating in their minds. And I don't blame them. They've already won it. This was the game they needed tonight.
And that's why I'm thinking Game 4 could be a letdown. And
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think these are the most mature guys.
My only thing about that is I don't see Cleveland having the energy to be like,
we need to come down and win 4
because LeBron
in a row.
They even said, I think at one point in the game when they gave him a little rest towards the end of the 3rd quarter, like literally 40 seconds left, they said he'd only sat out for like a minute the game, and it was like the last minute of the 1st quarter. So I mean, he's going to be tired, and it's like it gets to a point where you're not going to have the energy and the confidence that, hey, we can, if we win this game, oh, wow, now we have to go back to Golden State. We have to win that, and then we come back.
Yeah,
it's different. I mean, I know they were down 3-1 last year, so if they did win on Friday, it'd be like, oh, they're down 3-1. They did this last year. But the difference between that and last year was it was 2-1, then 3-1. It wasn't 3-0, and then they had to win 4 in a row.
Yeah,
so I honestly don't think I think it ends in Cleveland. I think Golden State wants to end it in Cleveland, too. I think they want to celebrate on their home court the way they did last year.
Yeah, a little payback. But yeah, I mean, it's not a good outlook for Cleveland in any scenario. I mean, like, yes, you want to take it game by game, but it's always in the back of your head, like, hey, we need to win out now. And that's just going to be draining on them, considering they had to do that last year, and now they have to do it all over again. And LeBron's probably just aside himself, because Kyrie finally had a good game, and somehow Golden State pulled it out. So this series is over. And unfortunately, we got one more week of hockey and basketball to talk about. So one more episode of that stuff, and then we're on to baseball.
Baseball. For good. It's going to be so fun.
Boring.
But some other sports news today. We had Bob Stoops retire, or announce his retirement, right? I don't even think he's announced it to the team yet, but he...
Well, they know.
The article was that he was planning on talking to them this week. But... yeah, so Bob Stoops is out of Oklahoma. That's gonna not only affect like this year's team, just because who they're gonna bring in to take over, but now you're gonna think about of all the recruits that he brought in, especially this class.
Yeah.
Will they be transferring out?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of unfair to them too, because Bob Stoops is a legendary college football coach, and you know when you think like, oh, I'm gonna play for Bob Stoops, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, I'm retiring. Then it's gonna be like, well, then. Let me see who that second team was that liked me. But I mean, they got a good team, Oklahoma. They still got Baker Mayfield, and
so 1 more year left.
Yeah, and he's got. But I'm saying, like, where did they finish?
They always
this
have
year?
guys.
Is he on house arrest during the games?
Oh yeah, it's funny. That video is pretty funny of him running from the cops.
He got 2 steps in. Just
YouTube Baker Mayfield cops, and you'll have a good laugh.
Cop must have been a defensive end prior to.
Yeah, those cops a lot of those guys are trained, and it's funny too because I wonder if they even. I don't remember. Did they even know who he was?
I'm sure they knew. They had his license out, probably.
I mean, that's true. But still, I mean, I guess, yeah. Especially in Oklahoma, huh? It's a small town. Everyone knows everyone, probably.
And it's a big football town, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they don't have anything else except for the Thunder, I guess.
Yeah, they already announced the new head coach is the offensive coordinator.
Oh, wow.
Lincoln Riley, only 33 years old.
Ooh, so he's got
some young blood.
Got a lot of years if he can.
And that might be to entice all the offensive players that are currently there to stay because they probably have good relationships with them, and that way they limit the transfers. But I mean, either way, that's I mean, think about being a junior and going into
be a bummer.
Exactly, going into there, you're finally going to get playing time, all that, and then legendary coach retires, and now all of a sudden you're getting people talking to you from elsewhere, do you want to come play for us? And maybe that's
the perfect way for them to go do it. They'll be like, hey, you came here because you want to play for Bob Stoops. He's gone now. Jump ship.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see just how that plays out. But
I'd be almost curious to see too, like actually how big of a recruit class what their recruit class grade, like where they ranked on their recruit class.
They usually are.
Just to see obviously if they're had a high recruiting class this year, then it would be interesting to see if any of those guys do.
They always have good classes, but I think more than anything,
I know Alabama and USC have been.
It's a good coaching staff, or at least it was a good coaching staff that they're able to make something out of nothing. I mean, Baker Mayfield is just a transfer. I mean, he was successful at Texas Tech. Was that he's at?
I'm not sure where he was prior to, but. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, man. He's gonna be a Heisman favorite, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for sports. So go ahead.
We're doing a little trivia here.
Oh,
it says he has the fourth most wins among active FBS coaches. Can you guess who number 1 is? I'm very surprised by this.
Oh, so it's obviously not Saban then.
Saban is number 2.
Active.
Okay.
He doesn't seem that old.
Urban Meyer?
It's not Urban Meyer.
Is it? No.
He doesn't seem that old.
He doesn't seem that old. I know he's only been a coach at like a big time program for like 6 years. He used to coach
Harbaugh?
No.
Harbaugh hasn't coached that long.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Not college.
So I wonder how long this guy's coached. But it's,
no.
Wait, so he's on a big program right now?
Yeah. They weren't great last year, but it's still a big program. Like maybe the biggest program in college history.
Okay.
Like the most important college football team.
The most important college football team? Like
to who?
Ohio
who are you a fan of? No, I already said it. Remind.
I'm saying, like, when you think of like history in college football, like
I don't want to say Notre Dame. Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
Really?
That's
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he was at Cincinnati before, and they were always good.
Well, I put money on it that he's out of there pretty soon.
Yeah, but he's the most wins of any coach right now.
That's interesting.
I'm surprised because he's only been at Notre Dame for 6 years or so.
Yeah, no, that is surprising to me as well. I would have guessed.
I think Saban or anything.
Yeah, Saban obviously would have been my first guess, but that's interesting. But moving on to some news, Davi, what do we have going on the news front?
Well, the nerd world is jumping with joy. There was the WWDC on Monday. That's the Mac Developers Conference. Biggest thing to take away from that for the average person is iOS 11 is coming out soon. And anyone who likes pictures, you're going to like it. Live Photos gets an update. You can change the spot where the live photo goes for its still image, which is pretty cool. So basically think of it as a scan. You can just run through it and just pick whichever one you like the most.
Very cool.
That's a good spot about it, a good thing about it.
The one I heard, which was the biggest thing, because it could potentially put a company out of business, is the person-to-person pay.
A little thing called Venmo.
Exactly. Venmo's gone if this goes through.
There's already a bunch of competitors to them. So.
Well, now Apple's jumping in the ring.
Yeah.
But I mean, from what it looked like, you're paying through pretty much text. Like you mentioned money, and it gives you the option to pay this person. As long as they have their account set up through their Apple Wallet, I believe. Yeah. You can pay through whatever cards you have in there, and I mean.
Well, no, you'll have to have a debit card or link to
your in your wallet.
I've tried a long time ago putting my debit card in. It was a pain in the ass.
It wasn't too bad. I think I have one in my phone right now. I mean, it's just using like all your information. Yeah. I mean, and unfortunately, you have to do that for that. But,
like Venmo does already.
Though. Exactly, but I mean, it's irritating, but you do it once, it's in there for your phone's life, and then the fact that you can just kind of text the person and pay them immediately is so much more convenient than having a side app. And speaking from experience, I've had my Venmo hacked, and,
yeah.
and people have tried to take thousands of dollars from me, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
So
Do you even still use Venmo then anymore after that?
I took it off for a while, and then I went back on
you-
with like the most randomness and ridiculous password ever. Like, so
Yeah, I know you were.
good luck cracking
very
that
against
one.
it.
Yeah, so I'm already against Venmo.
I guess I don't
so
blame
the
you.
least amount of kind of apps and third parties that I need to use for my credit cards and debit cards, the better. And if I can do it straight from my phone like that with a higher security, hopefully Apple has that wired. I'm assuming they do. I mean, they're Apple and have one of the biggest technology companies out there. So
it's a lot more.
That's great news to me.
It's a lot more trustworthy. Being on Apple. One little feature.
Venmo is PayPal.
Yes, it's
so. I mean, they invented that stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is true, but I mean, I don't know. Apple, I trust them a little more for security reasons. And
Elon Musk is from PayPal, so he's everyone's favorite.
He was born there.
Yeah, he was created by the lab in PayPal.
I actually
might have
believe
been.
that. Yeah, a cool feature that I didn't really hear a lot of people talking about. Think you ever text just with one hand? You could do a quick type keyboard, so you can swipe it over so that everything's closer to your thumb.
I imagine Turtle texts with one hand a lot.
That's a good one, Andy.
So you just wait. What?
So the keyboard shifts all closer to one side of your hand, so that it's easier to get to a Q or a P with your thumb.
That's interesting.
It's kind of helpful. We have a whole article out actually with all the updates on TonySteak.com about upgrading to iOS 11. Should you do it?
Yeah, shoot over there and check it out. I feel like that one-hand texting thing is gonna irritate the fuck out of me for a while, but
well, you can turn it off easily. It's just a swipe.
That's good.
I like it because I type one-handed a lot, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to reach, and some people can drop their phones.
What if you have big thumbs? Problems, you know?
Yeah, to make it.
Think about that, Apple. Think about that, Steve Jobs up in heaven.
Well, Siri got better, so maybe
or down below.
Whoa.
Maybe your mom didn't go to heaven yet.
They also obviously.
We're getting that. Get off the court. We're all. Semi-pro reference, if anybody's wondering. Very underrated movie. You need to go watch it now if you haven't.
Well, listen to the rest of the podcast, then go.
That's true.
Leave right now.
Pause it. Go watch the movie. Come back. Continue.
They also obviously updated Siri, and she sounds more like a girl or like a dude, and maybe she's better at dictation if you have big thumbs.
Did they update the Australian Siri though? Because that's the one I use.
That's usually further along. I used to use them, but if you want to say Siri, call mom, you have to say call mum.
Do they have any like cool voices, like a Liam Neeson or something?
Bananas. No, they don't have them. They should.
Your phone has been taken.
Yeah, Waze did that.
Or if they have like the jigsaw from Saw, like.
Want to play a game?
I need your phone.
I've locked your phone. If you don't
figure out the password with 18 characters, you die.
Your Venmo will be erased.
all those nudes of your ex-girlfriend will be gone.
The bathroom floor is covered in razor blades. Good stuff. But is that it from the iOS side?
That was the main thing I took away. They did upgrades to Apple Watch. Obviously, who cares? They did upgrades to the OS. It's called High Sierra. So feel free to make your stone jokes. Even the guy doing the keynote said it's fully baked this time.
Wow.
That was the main thing, though. I mean, everyone has an iPhone. Not everyone uses or pays attention to the iOS. Besides Mutant Andy over here.
And like 56% of the market. But,
Andy's still on MySpace.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I was never on MySpace.
He's still on, like I said,
he's got a top 8.
Telegram. That's what he's got. He's got Friendster.
But that's cool. Looking forward to what else they throw out. And I think they had a new speaker, too, which...
Yeah,
kind of entices me, but at the same time,
it's
expensive as fuck. So.
Yeah, they're getting into Alexa and all that fun stuff. They're way late to the party.
Way late, but it's supposed to be like way better than those speakers in terms of quality.
In there, right? So
you can imagine. Dr. Dre pops out, and that makes it all worth it.
Hologram Dre.
I don't think so. I think they have a partnership with HTC.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah. I didn't watch the whole one. This is the first keynote I haven't watched.
I just watched the kind of trailer of it. And it looked pretty cool to me, but it is expensive. And in comparison, I believe like the Amazon's is like what, 120.
The big one's like 179.
Okay, and then
the Dot's $50.
And then Apple's is like $360
Yeah,
starting.
I think it's $350.
Yeah.
They did have a really funny little intro movie. This new guy working at Apple goes and they put him in a server room, and he accidentally unplugs the wrong key, and half of the servers go down, so the apps are all gone, and so they make a real app store like in the world. And there's a guy on a horse like getting towing a car. It's like, here's your lift, and it was kind of funny, but totally unnecessary. Apple has too much money.
Yeah. And if you have that much money, you can do unnecessary things, I suppose. But moving on, one thing I wanted to cover is we live locally by Disneyland.
Yes, we do.
Sweep the area for us if you're around. But there is a new ride at Disneyland featuring Guardians of the Galaxy. And I waited in line with my girlfriend.
He's actually still in line.
Yeah, for 2 hours, thank God. Because at times it was 300 minutes long. And I could not imagine in my life ever waiting that long for a ride.
Have Deer Hunter on your phone?
Yeah, it was 2 hours was fucking long for me. But 5 hours would just be
how long is the
for
ride?
Shooting myself.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's
same ride as
it's
I've never been on it.
Is it really?
So what it?
No,
it's much different. So it's the Tower of Terror. They redid it all. It's actually really cool inside. Like the whole like line itself is once you get inside the line because their whole park was a line in itself once you get out.
Gate.
But yeah, pretty much. No, that's what it was. And but inside is very cool, very well done. The ride itself, the Tower of Terror before used to go up, see the Disneyland, right, or California Adventure, and the doors would open. You'd just go up and down pretty much the whole time. This one, they pretty much added screens on each level, and then it's called Operation Breakout or something. It's actually pretty cool because in the beginning, Rocket, the little raccoon guy, plugs in an iPhone and he starts playing music, and it's awesome because it's music from the movies, good classic rock music, and it kind of gets you like in that zone and pumped up for it. And then it goes pretty much like, have you guys been to the Universal Studios?
Not in a long time.
Okay, well, they're really big on those like TV rides now, where it kind of is like all on a screen. And it's very similar to that. So you go up to level
California
like Star Tours.
like Star Tours in Soaring over California. So you're going up, and they have like a whole like screen set up already, and it's just like a little snippet, and then you keep going up levels, and then eventually it just keeps going up and down, and it's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Definitely not worth a 5-hour wait, but once it starts getting lower, it's definitely one of my favorite rides at the theme parks. So if you're a local or if you're gonna come into town, definitely check that out. Maybe go on a Wednesday when it's not so busy and get on that immediately.
It's summer now.
Yeah.
Every day there's Saturday.
Very true. It's going to be crazy.
Especially because you're going to have people coming out of town.
Yeah.
I came from Mongolia to go on this ride.
Winchesterton Field Villa.
Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite thing ever.
Do they have that out in Mongolia?
They don't. That's why they have to come here.
I'm talking about the movie, not the ride.
Disneyland Mongolia.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Come to Disneyland.
Okay, I don't know if that's Mongolian. But anyway.
Mongolian barbecue?
Okay.
Wow.
Should he walk? But another news story that came out recently is Sony is taking on a clean movie, just taking on these movies and trying to clean them up for kids.
Lame.
And there's a lot of Mormons that were upset about the dirty movies.
Yeah. They banded together to form this whole front of clean movies.
Now, are they going to make it like TBS does it, where it's like, where he has an ass growing out of his face?
I'm not sure.
Where they completely just change the words?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
I wonder if they're just going to cut like whole lines of dialogue, or
that'd be awful.
So that'd be better than
it's kind of
the
funny
TV
when they do it that
like,
way.
The best one, I think, the most classic one is Die Hard, Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Falcon.
That's probably the most classic one. Because it's... Who's Mr. Falcon?
We know a Falcon.
I know Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Mr. Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, what about from Star Fox?
Okay, that's Falco, I think, isn't it?
I thought it was Falcon, too.
Captain Falcon is from the F-Zero game.
Yeah.
Okay, who's from Star Fox?
Yeah.
Star Fox.
Falco's
the
from
Falcon in it.
Falco's
Falco.
from the Replacements.
It's Shane Falco.
Shane Falco.
Well, also,
No, but it's
from Star
pretty sure
Fox, though, too.
Yeah.
They're all in Super Smash Brothers. That's what matters. Nobody knows than from the other games.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But-
anyways.
About the clean movie.
Yes. So from what I read is they're able to edit whatever they see fit or deem unnecessary and overly adult themed and edit it out. People are already pissed off that make the movies and that star in the movies. Seth Rogen immediately voiced his opinions on Twitter saying, don't do this to my movies. He doesn't want people messing with them. He made them for a specific audience, and it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Why would I want to change up my whole movie just to appease children when I didn't make a children's movie, you know? And he has points, I think, just because if I'm targeting an adult audience, and you're going to clean it up to show kids, one, my whole plot and synopsis probably wasn't written for kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the movie might not even be suited for kids. And two, it's just messing with his artistic creation, you know? So, I don't know. I don't like the idea of it. But in the same respect, like, what is it going to do to me? You know, like if people want to watch a clean version, they can watch a clean version. Yeah.
That's true, but I agree with, for the artistic point of view, it's like you're going to ruin the movie just to try and make some more money off of it.
Mm-hmm. It's a cash grab. That's what it is. I mean,
I don't know.
think about the people that have probably already bought it and then want to show their kids, maybe buy a clean version for the kids. I don't know. That's double dipping
I've
there.
been dying to show my 8-year-old
Yeah, exactly.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly what I was also going to say is, like, it wasn't meant for kids. It's not for kids. Even if you do take out the language and stuff, they're still smoking weed.
Daddy,
and stuff
what do
and
they
movies like
smoke?
that.
What are they doing?
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
sex scenes,
this is
I
the
mean-
end is going to be get a clean version because
You would cut out the whole movie.
But I'm looking at the
It's a
list.
short.
I'm looking at the list. Some of these do make sense, like where you could take a little bit of content out, but
Okay, which
Step
ones?
Brothers is in there. I don't know how you can make that clean in any way.
I guess it would just be the
Like,
language.
he played-
I'm gonna
Hopscotch.
I'm gonna teabag your drum set with an
Yeah.
actual teabag.
Well, I was thinking
He's gonna dip some Earl Grey on
There
the
you
drum
go.
set.
The
That's
scene where
funny.
he's like, "I've come to give you my seat," and he's got a massive boner.
This house is a fucking
How is that gonna be in
prison.
there?
This house is a fun prison.
On Planet Awesome.
Yeah.
Like one of the movies is Goosebumps. Which was there anything objectionable in that Goosebumps?
What would they have
I
to
thought
clean
that
up
was a
on
kid-
What are they-
Goosebumps?
I thought that was
That's
a kids
one of the
movie to begin
movies?
with.
That's
Yeah.
a typo.
It's on there.
And the one I saw was Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That scene at the dinner table is epic. That's one of the best scenes in, like, comedy movie history.
Like a lot
Chip,
of
I'm gonna come at you like Spider-Man.
a lot of these are
And
like
cut into
PG-13. You could do like PG-13 movies, take away like the 2 swear
Yeah.
words. That makes
I
sense.
guess.
Grown Ups
watch
and
it
Grown
when it
Ups
comes to
2,
TNT,
yeah,
though.
it's
What
like just take
rating?
out all David Spade scenes.
What rating are they putting it to?
Clean? I don't. It's not,
Is that G?
What?
PG?
ratings?
PG, it's gotta be-
I don't think they apply to this. It's
PG?
just-
That's insane.
Not-
That's
yeah,
dumb.
definitely not G.
Yeah,
You can't turn
it
a
just
PG-13 into
It's
G.
just clean.
Yeah, I think it's stupid. But if, you know, people want to watch it, people want to watch it. But in the same aspect, that movie wasn't intended for your
Exactly.
kids anyway, so I don't see the big difference.
I agree. If you're showing your 8-year-old
Let's all talk through Jans.
Pineapple Express,
Again, I don't think that's going to
there's
be on there, but
something- there's something wrong with you anyway.
But-
well, I probably would have watched
Looking
it
at
that
it
when I was
from-
8 years old.
Yeah.
From a corporate side, like, I would totally do this too. If you're going to make an extra couple $1 million off of this, and how much is it going to cost?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Even if, like, only 12%, you know, purchase one, like, you're still making a buttload of money, I'm sure. So,
Shareholders are going to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just
We're talking about them.
it's another weapon in their arsenal, pretty much. And I think that's what they're going with, trying to separate themselves from other...
Yeah, you'll still have access to the original.
You can't take away my
So-
boobies and swear
Oh,
words.
so if I buy a clean version, they're going to give me the original version and the clean version?
Well, who buys movies?
I believe it's only through streaming services right now.
Okay.
So you just choose like
Which one to watch.
So
That would suck if you accidentally ordered the wrong one.
I
Okay.
think you switch back and forth. Maybe I don't know. Let's try it out.
No, we don't even have cable.
Oh, this
on
isn't the clean version!
says it's on-
Earmuffs!
Shucks!
iTunes as well as Vudu, which who uses Vudu?
What's Voodoo?
Voodoo. I use Voodoo.
Okay, well there you go.
I do. Is
like Hulu?
It's a no. It's a
Rentals,
it's
right?
a yeah. It's a movie library. So it's a
So it's like Cody.
Yes, it's
But
Cody,
legal.
but legal. Like I'm actually
Cody is
purchasing
legal.
the movies.
Cody's just a media player.
This is accurate.
100% legal.
But what's nice about it is I can get it on every single device I have, and my parents access it too. It's like Netflix for me, but for movies that I actually buy and whatnot or rent.
So make sure you get the clean version of Captain Phillips,
It's-
where they edit his
Whoa.
teeth or something.
Never mind. I can't say what I wanted to.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but this is the PG version of the show. If you want to see the good one,
Yeah.
where Tony says what he has to say,
This is the clean version.
go download the other side.
There's no pirates in the clean version of Captain Phillips.
Yeah,
He's just talking to himself. It's like a battle with himself.
they're on one of the Great
Should
Lakes.
stop the boat.
Speaking of pirates, I actually did see the movie
Great
Pirates.
transition.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. It says it's a finale, but I wanted to talk on it because it gave potential for an additional one. Are you guys going to see it?
I want to.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. I haven't seen how many is this now? This is the 5th or 6th?
I don't remember the second, third, and I didn't see the fourth. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say like a kind of a spoiler.
Go for it. I don't know. He's a pirate. I get it.
Yeah, no, it's a pirate, so in every single one, there's kind of been that kind of like magical effect where it's been kind of ridiculous.
Really ghosts.
Yeah, like exactly.
Well, we know that
Ghosts,
because in the preview,
the
Javier
sea
Bardem's a ghost.
creatures, the the skeletons in the first one, the cursed treasure and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they had like Fountain of Youth and like that fourth one nobody watched.
Okay.
Except me, apparently.
you missed me.
But and then there's like so in this one they have like some more magical stuff. Obviously
The skeleton
the
shark.
dead people.
I saw that in the trailer.
Magical
The-
boners.
Yeah, and honestly, just to start it off, this movie wasn't that bad. It was probably one of my favorites of the franchise because I didn't like 2 or 3 really, and 4 is the worst one by far. So I think it's
So
probably.
the first one.
I think it's probably my second favorite one. And the first one's on its own level. I think the first one was too good. But what I liked about this one, it ended with them pretty much taking all the magic out of pirates.
Phew.
And the potential for that, in my opinion, with these characters to just have a straight up pirate movie would be so good. And I think hopefully that's what they go to. I'm not sure. It kind of ended with like a little scene, after credit scene, but they've done that in the past where it has no relation to what they do in the future. So there's still potential to have another one, and from the previews that they're showing now, it's saying like the grand finale or something. So maybe they aren't going to go further with it, but the potential for the next one to have no magic and just be a straight up pirates on the seas, kind of like a Black Sails vibe. I'm not sure if you guys seen that show from Stars, but it makes me happy. I would love to see just a straight up pirates movie with these characters. So we'll see. But that's kind of like what they left with, without getting into too many spoilers and whatnot. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. My second favorite of the franchise, so I would recommend go seeing it. And if you don't want to spend all that money, go rent it on Vudu.
Cody.
It's made a decent amount. I think it's made a ton overseas. So the franchise still carries some weight. So I don't know if Disney wants to give up on it.
It was huge in Mongolia.
No, and I think
See that Pirates?
I think Pirates is big internationally, and not just because just that. I think that's kind of what they kind of appease to now, and a lot of film studios are doing that, kind of making it more so for the international crowd because they can rake in so much money. Like I know Fast and Furious does crazy internationally too.
Because they hire a bunch of foreign
That
actors.
one probably
Exactly.
definitely Mongolia.
Oh yeah. I hate pirates. I hate that. Whatever. I'm
Fast
not
and
even say
Furious.
it. I
Yeah.
can't even say it.
No,
I
it's
hate it.
awful.
I'm not a big fan of them either.
I hope
David.
they have like no more.
I was impressed that they kept it going for so long too, especially after Paul Walker passed away.
And yeah, that's the only reason I saw that one in theaters is for Paul Walker, just to kind of see how they did that. But I didn't see the last one, and I don't really plan to until it comes on Netflix, which is hopefully
Never.
inevitable.
Never.
But yeah, and so I think that they're kind of going towards the international crowds, and I think
Well, they cast Javier Bardem, get all that Spanish money.
That's half the reason I want to see it. I like that guy.
You know, he's awesome. He's awesome, and he's really good in that movie. But I think the fourth one, the worst one of the Pirates franchise, killed it overseas for some reason. And so I think they'll keep making them. And if they do, hopefully it doesn't have that magic bullshit. But another movie I saw over the weekend, which I won't spoil because nobody in here I don't think has seen it as well, is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I've been busy. I want to see it still.
Yeah, no, and I recommend it. It was good. I liked it a little different towards the end, but overall, like, Gal Gadot kicks ass, and my God, is she good looking. And the Amazons, when they're all together on the island, my God, heaven. It's just like good looking girl after good looking girl, and they're all just like fighting each other, and it's just like, my goodness, like, yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
Did 103 million.
Yeah, good for it, and by far the best DC comic film yet.
Well, I think I saw it was the highest grossing movie where the main character is a woman, and the director is a woman too. So.
Shatter that glass ceiling.
Yep. So.
Yeah, that was
big achievement.
That was to be expected, I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it.
I think the fact because it was good, like the trailers were good, but like I think the trailers for the previous DC movies had been intriguing, and the movies just haven't been good.
Yeah.
When the reviews started to trickle in, it's like, wow, this is actually going to be good.
Speaking of which, I think they released an announcement. Suicide Squad 2.
Oh. Yeah, I don't
And I think it's because
they haven't even had a solo Batman movie. It makes no fucking sense to do that.
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
I think it's because they had all those actors agreed to on contract for a fixed rate, for as many movies as they had in the contract.
Make a Batman movie with Deadshot.
Wait, is it?
I'm down because Deadshot was solid.
Is it going to be all the same actors?
It's going to be all the same actors, I believe.
Wow, even Will Smith.
So I think they're all on a contract where they have a fixed rate for it, and so they're continuing on with the whole franchise of Suicide Squad. Hopefully they can fix that up because that movie had potential to be cool.
I think it would have been a lot better if really we had seen some of those characters in previous DC movies.
Yeah,
but
like
it was the second
character
movie.
build up.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, the bad guy from this. Like, you imagine like Scarecrow and the Joker from, the Dark Knight series in a movie together, teaming up. Like, hold a lot more weight to the audience. But here it's like Jared Leto, don't even know who he is.
Yeah, and I think they're banking.
He's got AIDS and he's gay, right?
They were really banking on Dallas Buyers Club, but they were really banking on the comic book fans coming out for it, I think. And I've never read a comic book in my life, I don't think, but I do like the superhero movies, and I know of the comics, and just from cartoons and when I was a kid and the movies now. So I don't know, and they need to just clean up that whole story. I think the director was a bad choice last time, and just the vibe of the movie. Jared Leto's Joker wasn't good in my opinion, but hopefully they fix.
Maybe he wouldn't be bad if he actually got to be in a Batman movie, though.
Yeah,
I could see something.
And I don't know if that's necessarily
tacked on
a knock on him. He just felt out of place in that movie.
Yeah.
And can anyone do better than Heath?
No, that was just.
I still can't believe that was him.
And I think part of Heath's, the brilliance of that role was nobody expected such a realistic Joker. Mm-hmm. That it kind of brought that to life, and I think people have tried to copy it in recent times, with all these superhero movies, but I don't think anybody will be able to top it just because it was the first.
They didn't try, and they didn't try to do any other Joker from before, and they made their new thing.
No, I'm just saying with villains in general.
Yeah, I'm just saying this Jared Leto one. It might have been if we saw something more. It just didn't make sense. It was
he just felt out of place.
That movie just had random backstory shots of a guy who's not a side character.
Yeah, it was bad. So that's having a sequel. So hopefully they can fix it because that, like I said, that whole cast and plot had potential, but we'll see. But moving on let's go to some Netflix. I want to get into. We're gonna do once a month a what's leaving Netflix for you guys, and then what's coming to Netflix.
Ooh.
So we're gonna start off with what's leaving. You'll be upset to hear that D2 The Mighty Ducks is gone.
Oh,
this is on the 1st of June, so it's already gone. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's
You know these things were on.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
problem with Netflix.
see,
You never even
Yeah,
know.
this is
there
why
are
this-
a lot that are just secretly hidden in
and
there.
this is why this list is good. But a lot of these are Disney movies because Netflix had that contract with Disney, and so they're coming in and leaving. But Little Rascals gone. The Three Musketeers.
That's because our president happened to be in that movie and he wanted it pulled.
This is Spinal Tap.
I watched that for the first time. I didn't like it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Paris Hilton, House of Wax.
I was gonna say
gone.
I can't leave that off.
House of Wax, huh?
Yeah, the Blair Witch Project. I'm sorry, Anthony.
The original, not the new.
I believe it's
The first one.
The first one.
My dad, I just got a quick story about that one.
Oh boy.
My dad, back when that movie first came out to DVD, my dad would buy a lot of DVDs, and when my mom told him to get that one, and because they'd heard about it and he got it, my dad thought it was the biggest piece of shit. To this day, he still says that was the worst DVD purchase of his life.
Wow.
To this day.
He must have not bought Sum of All Fears.
Yeah, you
Trying to take it back to Circuit City.
Yeah. Twin Tower. Wow. Tower Records.
Tony.
But I'm not gonna name every single movie because there
Yeah,
are a
there's no
bunch.
need. There's a
So
lot.
I'm gonna skip on through.
I will say you have 2 more days. Well, 1 more day if you're hearing this on Thursday. Free the nipple.
Yes, that's what I was gonna. I was gonna bring that one up.
The
just as
hell
the
is
name.
that?
I don't know, but you better go to your search, type in that, and find out.
Watch Free the Nipple
Well,
while you
put
can.
it on Safe Search.
On Friday.
If you have kids, Bob the Builder season 1 is gone.
Yeah, get the
They'll be
safe version
devastated.
of
Season
Free
2
the
is
Nipple.
available still.
The Lazarus Project on the 15th.
I never even watched that one.
I don't know what it is.
Some weird horror movie with
Um,
a guy from the league.
Quite honestly, I don't think any of the rest are any big ones.
Jimmy Goes to Nollywood sounds like it's pretty good.
Yes.
I don't even know what Nollywood is.
I don't even know who Jimmy is.
CSI New York, the series
Oh,
completely
shit.
removed. So yeah,
I'm just gonna get rid of Netflix.
yeah, that's what's leaving.
Yeah, what's
That's
coming?
the good news. Okay, so what's coming? We got
This
some
is
big
exciting.
ones.
I'm excited.
13 on going on 30. Anthony, that's for you.
Ooh.
That's Andy's favorite movie.
Nice.
Mark Ruffalo in there. He's a good actor.
I hate that guy.
Arrow season 5.
Okay.
I think that's probably the
The most recent. one.
most recent. I think it's airing now though, right?
Well, TV's over for this.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably
This one-
it's 2016.
This
so.
one sounds very inappropriate. It's called Little Boxes.
Little box.
I hope that one is not. They shouldn't air that one.
The movie company.
Which
Catwoman.
The
one?
Halle Berry movie.
Halle Berry, 2004.
Wow, never seen it, but I've heard it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, no one
Full
saw
Metal Jacket.
That's already on there.
It was. They
It-
took it down again.
Yeah,
It's
and
coming back.
now it's back. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I believe
Just-
that's the Jim Carrey
I feel
one.
like that should be out in 6 months. Not right now.
Well, it's out in June. and
Maybe they'll
maybe
stay.
they'll keep it for 6 months.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are the People versus OJ fan, looks like Kardashian, the man who saved OJ Simpson, is coming out.
Wait, that's right. I'm an idiot. These already all came out, huh?
These are out now. These came out on the
6 days
first
ago.
of
okay,
June.
okay.
Rounders
Yeah. See, I told
was
you.
outed.
Which it was already on. They took it off. It's back.
Okay.
The Bucket List, that classic movie with Morgan Freeman and who was it?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. I never
Last
saw
movie, maybe.
Took a
I never
couple of
saw
games off at the Laker games to go film that one.
Yeah.
it. The Sixth Sense.
Ooh.
That's a good one. And
Spooky one.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. I did just see that one on there.
Also Zodiac. I think that was a good movie. That was Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, I like that a
Those are a
lot.
few good movies that were just added here in June.
Yeah, so that was the 1st of June.
I just am seeing Flaked season 2.
Yes, that's
That's already here.
Will Arnett.
That was a good show.
This Friday.
I never watched it, but I read good things.
Yeah, I liked it.
Watched 4 episodes here.
Yeah, we did. We binge watched the hell out of that one.
I don't think I ever saw any.
Yeah, you weren't here.
You weren't here.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was Flake season 2 is already out. That came out on the 2nd. Moving on forward, what's today? The 7th?
Today's the 7th. Yeah.
Came out today. DreamWorks' Trolls. That's the Justin Timberlake one. So if you got
My buddy banged one of those trolls.
Oh, boy.
Is
See
that,
podcast 3?
is that real life or is?
I always hated those toys. I
Oh.
don't understand the point of those. They just had hair. Ugh.
I'm not sure either.
Don't you hate
Yuck!
hair?
Hair!
So we have a new.
I thought you would talk about like the jeweled stomach or something. Right?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
the
well,
belly buttons or
I
whatever.
probably like that part of it. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, man.
The hair, though.
June 9. Orange is the New Black season 5 is coming out.
Don't care.
I never got into it, but that's a huge show from Netflix.
One of the first.
They have a Netflix original film coming out called Shimmer Lake.
Ooh, is that with the guy from Friends?
I'm not sure.
David Schwimmer?
It's not
Yeah.
Schwimmer Lake.
Not
Not Schwimmer, it's Shimmer.
Schwimmer?
Isn't it all the same? I'm sure it's
Shimmer.
spelled the same.
It's not. It's not.
We don't know that for sure.
We do.
Yeah, well, I'm
It's
not
got
sure.
Rainn Wilson,
Oh, Office.
Rob Corddry as comedy stars.
I'm a big fan of
Is it a
Corddry.
comedy?
It's a crime film. So
Really?
Oh, with Dwight and
yeah.
Rob Corddry, huh? Dwight from The Office.
Dwight made that Hero movie that was kind of dark.
the first two people are
I'm not surprised he was kind of dark in The Office at times. I'm not.
Benjamin
I feel
Walker,
like he
I
could
don't know
play
who he is.
whoever. What?
Wyatt Russell. That's Kurt Russell's son.
Don't be named Wyatt. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Cowboy.
See what kind of reviews it gets, and maybe I'll watch it. Moving on the 16th, El Chapo season 1. I don't know if they're trying to go off of the Narcos vibe or whatnot. Could be probably a
That's the guy who was
documentary.
caught, right?
Yeah,
this
is
Sean Penn.
the
His
Mexican
point of view is
guy.
Sean Penn. He's holding his phone.
Is that what it is?
I don't
Is
think
it Sean
so.
Penn's thing?
I wouldn't be surprised. I know nothing about it though.
The Ranch Part 3. I'm guessing that's season 3. That's
Already season 3 of that show?
I didn't
Yeah.
know there was a season 2.
They're moving along with that one.
And I've
quick.
heard it's pretty good, but I'm not sure. I've never seen it. That's the Ashton Kutcher
Yeah.
and Sam Elliott.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the 17th, the Stanford Prison Experiment. That sounds interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's the jail one, right? Where they like pretty much.
make someone a warden and
Yeah.
abuse people.
That actually looked pretty interesting. I think I saw that trailer and was kind of interested in that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like back with those things where you're in the room and you feel the pain or something. You have to keep turning it up even though they're like screaming, even though in reality I don't think they're actually feeling anything. They're told to scream.
No, what they did is
test,
they
right?
assigned they got volunteers from Stanford and they assigned them as prisoners as one group, and the other group was going to be prison guards. And so what they did is they created an experiment of a prison
authority.
and the power of authority. So all these prison guards got took abusing power, and then like on these prisoners, and they went too far, and they had it all like on like security footage and whatnot. Yeah, it was
The trailer.
it was pretty interesting.
Stanford has a bunch of these cool experiments. The one that, like, if a kid can wait 15 minutes, he'll get 2 snacks.
Oh, the marshmallow thing.
Yeah, the marshmallow.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
Andy didn't wait.
Well, I did. I'm very patient.
on the 20th, I was surprised to see this one. Disney's Moana is going to Netflix.
That's quick.
Yeah, it was very fast.
What's that?
That's the
That was a Hawaiian
So,
chick, right?
yeah
I think it's a New
Oh,
Zealand.
like Pocahontas' cousin or
yeah,
something?
it's
She was a little
it's a
surfer.
Disney.
Lilo and Stitch,
I was just
too.
gonna say like the
It's got
Lilo
The Rock
and
or
Stitch
something.
movie.
Yeah, it has The Rock and the
John
Jermaine
Goodman.
Clement.
Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine.
Flight of the
Such a big deal.
Conchords.
Such a big deal. Right
Had to
now.
have John Goodman, right?
But yeah, so that I was surprised to see that one coming out very soon. Let's see what else.
Gypsy season 1
Gypsy.
comes out on the 30th.
What have you done to this woman?
Chris D'Elia has another Netflix original coming out, Man on Fire. That's on the 27th.
With Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I think Denzel's in that one.
He just makes a celebrity appearance.
Yeah, where has Denzel been? He just made that play.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna look it up. I'm interested in myself.
that pretty much wraps up what's coming to Netflix, though.
Ronald.
So not much importance leaving, and a few good ones coming in. So
Yeah, it's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, definitely getting more good than bad. But we're definitely getting more good than what like
Losing.
Oh,
leaving.
I don't know, Tony. Baby Daddy season 6 is coming out, so
Oh,
I can only
that's right.
assume that's a big piece of shit.
But yeah, we'll be doing this once a month, towards the beginning of the month, maybe actually towards the end would make more sense. So we'll just look for that podcast, and we'll be updating you on your Netflix library.
All right.
How exciting!
Isn't it exciting times, guys?
Anyone watching anything good?
I actually just finished The Keepers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I binged this pretty much in one day
Wow.
with my girlfriend. That's like 6 hours of just
I don't know how you
watching
could have
television.
done that. We watched like
We gave,
the first 20 minutes.
I don't even
and
know if we went that far.
Really?
Suicide was an option at one point.
Okay.
I was almost gonna join Sister Christy or whatever her name was in the.
Kathy, Sister Kathy.
Same thing. I think I watched the wrong trailer.
So what I liked about it, okay, I didn't like. It was pretty astonishing, the story of it, but the focus on the murder to me was like unnecessary because they had so much more proof and just a bigger story of how they were hiding everything. It's so much like Spotlight. I'm not sure if you guys saw that movie.
Still never watched it.
I watched that one.
You did?
Yeah,
okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. And the story of it is how the Catholic churches pretty much hide all these molesters. And this had so many parallels to that. And this school just, it was unreal of what this priest was doing. And they had so many more like personal accounts and just so much more story of that, more so than the murder. And on the murder, they were kind of going off of recollection, you know, and they did that for the molestations and whatnot too, and the rapes, but there was so many more people accounting that, whereas the murder was one person. So the murder to me shouldn't have been like the focus of that documentary. It should have much more been what the cover up was from the church, from the state, all that kind of stuff. But
I guess like the whole thing though is the fact that somebody knew what was going on and actually felt like speaking about it, and that led to them being killed.
And led to the murder. Yeah,
so
exactly.
It just goes to show like that's how serious it was. That you're gonna talk. Well, now you're gonna end up dead.
Or at least that's how they portray it. And
I mean that's.
And you know we'll never know unless there's somehow like a journal they find or another witness comes out eventually.
Is that like priest still alive?
So the priest is dead. He died in like 2006, I think, or something like that. So he's gone. You'll never see justice of that. So, but it is crazy because they list kind of like who's still involved with the Catholic churches, and there's a bunch of people that were involved in this whole thing that are still high up in the hierarchy of the Catholic faith, and it's disgusting, man.
Not for too much longer because
hopefully that's just some light.
1969, I think you said that's when that.
No. That all happened in 1969. This didn't get surfaced as a investigation till the 90s.
All right.
And then that's when somebody came out, discussed like the rapings and the molestations at the school, and that's when that guy was being investigated. Exactly, and that's when the Catholic Church kind of moved him around, never suspended him, but just moved him to other places, and then I guess he moved to Ireland for a while, and now they're coming back with stories from Ireland of kids getting molested by this priest. And it's insane.
Pog Mahon.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I recommend it. Obviously, you guys didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of the 6 or 7 episode, the 7-hour documentaries.
Yeah.
They could put it all together and give me 2 hours top.
And they should have, and that's why I said.
Or just make it a little movie.
It was lacking John Goodman.
Yeah.
Like when I watched the Lost in Paradise thing about those kids in like Arkansas or whatever, that was like 3 episodes of like an hour, or like 45 minutes. Like, but they were only like an hour or something. It's like I can handle, because then by the time you're getting into it, it's the second one, you're like, oh, I just got one more. But this one, it's like, oh, I'm on number 3, and it's like, fuck, there's still 4 more.
Yeah, and it did drag out because they try to go into the murder and whatnot, and it should have never been a focus.
That was the thing too, is it looked like the beginning was filmed on like an iPhone.
It might have been.
It might have been,
really.
due to budget costs.
Yeah.
But I had a personal kind of like thing about it because
Here we go.
One, I'm of Catholic faith. I grew up going to church. I no longer do. I still have somewhat of a faith, but also my cousin was molested by a priest. So I had a personal vendetta for it. And it's just crazy to think about how the churches kind of move this around and put other children in that same situation by not suspending them or punishing them in any way. They just move them, so it's untraceable, and it's disgusting. And I hope the people that were involved with this, that are currently high up ranking in the hierarchy, get some justice brought to them, because it's disgusting, man.
Yeah, and and what I hate too is they'll use like the whole their faith God as like I don't know, like it just seems like it's okay. Not like it's okay, but I mean that I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say like I feel like people trust them or like whatever because they're like, oh, we're priests, it's God, he speaks to us, all this stuff, and like so they just use that as an advantage to get away with this stuff even more.
100%. It's a different time period, right? Back then, religion was huge. It was almost everything in the community. It's what communities were built around. Faith was everything. To be an altar boy or whatnot was like a service to your community. It was revered, and priests were like pretty much like heroes in that town. And so to speak ill of a priest was kind of blasphemy. And so I mean, it's just different times. Think about it now. That stuff would be reported instantly, and I think that's a huge reason why our generation is kind of losing faith and kind of going more of like not a orthodox path, and that's huge to me. I think it's a big proponent of why, but that's a huge topic and we can discuss that for hours. But I'm also just started the OA. I'm 2 episodes in. It's different. No, it's a Netflix
artificial intelligence thing.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original. Pretty much, this blind girl wakes up from a coma, I think, and she regains her vision, and then finds her parents because she was blind, and then it kind of like goes through her story, but she has like somewhat of supernatural powers. So it's
another documentary.
Yeah, this is a completely different direction from the heaviness of the Keepers, but it's interesting so far. I'll keep watching it and report back how it is, but it's different right now.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, no, I think Jules told me it was good, so I'm giving it a chance. My girlfriend watched it too. She said it was good, so we'll see. Still up in the air. What are you guys watching though? Anything?
I finished House of Cards. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
From the reviews I've read, that's pretty much what everybody's feeling.
Yeah, it's too much of the same. There needs to be more repercussions without going 25 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm not really watching much. I usually just step onto Netflix and find a bunch of weird random shit that I'm into, like paranormal shows and stuff like that.
Stories.
Werewolves.
And I'm trying to I try to watch some of these weird little shows, and I mean, I don't know, they're not that good. I'll end up just lasting like 20, 30 minutes watching them, and then I get over it, and then I just end up going back to FX and watching The Simpsons. That's usually my go-to when I can't find something on Netflix. Because I always want to I'll get home at a decent time some nights, and I'll want to watch a movie. I'm like, oh, movie sounds nice. And by the time I find one, it's like, well, 40 minutes ago when I started my search, it would have been good, but now it's not.
You watching anything, Andy?
Yeah, speaking of FX, I've been watching Fargo, which it's an amazing show. They're on their 3rd season, but none of the seasons have anything to do with each other. Totally different story, different characters. Although season 1 and 2 did share a character because season 2 was in the 70s. But FX really does themselves disservice with their shows. They don't put them on Netflix. I think they want them on their own app.
I think they do eventually. Like
American Horror Story.
Sons of Anarchy.
So they have a few shows in that they do well. Like Always Sunny would not be nearly as popular if it wasn't on Netflix. So a lot of people found it. Same thing with Sons of Anarchy. But they have a lot of good shows like The Americans and You're the Worst, Fargo, that are highly rated, but nobody knows what they are because they're not on Netflix. They're on FX.
I've heard The Americans is really good. And Fargo.
So this season of Fargo stars Ewan McGregor, so Obi-Wan Kenobi,
really?
as brothers. So he plays 2 different characters.
Oh, wow.
And they're
Eddie Murphy
2 different characters, wildly different guys, and they're kind of the whole thing's about their feud. And it's
Is it good?
It's so well written, so like funny and like scary and so American. It just captures like the absurdity of crime in America.
How are the interactions between those 2 characters? Is it like really well done?
Yeah, they're always
He's a good actor.
Fighting with each other. So the show always finds new people that you don't know of that like end up being like the surprise hit where like the star, the big name Hollywood guy isn't necessarily the best thing. So
yeah, definitely go check that out. I'm not sure how you can watch season 1 and 2 Hulu.
I think it's on Hulu, but it would be on FX's app, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I would check that out. I need to get into Fargo. I've heard it's really good.
It's an 89 on Metacritic.
Yeah, see. So hopefully I can binge watch that sometime. The
Season 2
hour-long
does have
episodes.
Ted Danson showing.
Oh, I like it.
There you go.
Not the guy
Ted
from
Danson?
Stranger Things. He is in season 2.
Love me
Oh,
some
look at
Ted
that.
Danson.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think that about wraps up
shit.
episode 5.
Episode 5.
Do we have any plugins? Anybody Twitters, social media?
You
You
can
want
follow Tony at Tony's Cats.
to you want to drop your MySpace, Andy?
Andy's on Friendster at The Real Randy.
Be sure to go on tonystake.com and look at our recent articles. Dobby just posted one about Apple and
Check
their
it out.
showcase.
There'll be more to come for Apple. This is a good time of year for them.
You can also find all of our previous podcasts on that. You can follow me on Twitter at Coach Carter VP.
I'm on Instagram at Dobby Von Daubers, 2 B's.
And I guess mine's Tony's. Tony, oh, go ahead.
Oh boy, he did it again.
He did it again.
He did
Tony's
it again.
Cats.
I'm in
Because
your head.
I get confused because there's Tony's Take, and then I'm used to saying that Instagram more than my own, which is Tony Cats. And so I'll start off by saying Tony's, and then I'm like, shit, because then when I go with
You're
cats,
not committed there.
it does sound like it's an Instagram with just my cats that I
think you need to
don't
make one
have.
now.
Yeah, you should have.
Which I do would like a cat. I do would like a cat. I
You
would like a
like
cat.
You would like
You know, the end of these are always the best when Tony just fumbles words.
It's late.
You should follow Tony's Take Twitter. It is take_Tonys, TONYS. We will give all of our updates on Twitter, and you can find all of our article posts and our podcast posts.
Pod Capital.
Yeah, but podcast posts as well. So be sure to follow them, and we will be giving you more information as the week goes on. Take care.
Get it.